At 7,000 meters deep, the ocean floor is a freezing, pitch-black desert. Down here, nutrients are almost non-existent, and surviving is a constant, brutal struggle. But occasionally, a massive stockpile of food arrives all at once. When a dead whale sinks to the bottom of the sea, it creates a temporary influx of nutrients known as a whale fall. As you see in this image, a whale fall has historically been viewed as an isolated event. A single skeleton provides a brief feast for scavengers before the bones are picked clean and the area returns to a barren state. Because the deep ocean is so vast, scientists assumed these events were disconnected islands of life, too far apart to support a wider, permanent network of organisms. In 2023, a team of Chinese scientists descended into the Indian Ocean inside the Fendosia submersible, seen here. On the floor, they encountered a landscape that changed the current understanding of deep-sea scarcity. This comparison graphic maps out the scale of their discovery. Instead of one isolated whale fall, this 1,200-kilometer corridor, the Diamantina Zone, contains an estimated 10 million carcasses. This is the deepest and largest graveyard on Earth. It raises a massive question. How did millions of giants end up in this exact spot? And what happens to a desert environment when that much organic matter falls into it? The origin of this graveyard starts at the surface. The waters directly above the Diamantina Zone are a historically popular foraging area where generations of whale populations have gathered to feed. This cross-section shows the geological mechanism. A massive V-shaped trench acts as a natural funnel, catching carcasses across a wide area and directing them into a concentrated sinkhole. This trap has steadily collected bodies for 5.3 million years. Researchers extracted nearly 500 fossil samples from the floor. Among these samples, they identified a completely unknown, extinct species of beaked whale. The trench functions as a 5-million-year-old evolutionary time capsule, preserving a long-term record of the ocean's largest inhabitants. While a mass grave might suggest a sterile wasteland, the Fendosia crew witnessed something closer to a bustling metropolis. 10 million carcasses represent a massive influx of energy. The soft tissue and lipids alone translate to roughly 6.7 million tons of sequestered carbon. This lipid-rich environment supports a dense population of bottom dwellers, including specialized species of worms, clusters of sea snails, and deep-sea bivalves. Scavengers now swarm this organic matter in huge numbers, including crustaceans, jellyfish, and, as seen here, massive colonies of brittle stars. Because the bones are so densely packed, a biological event that is usually a temporary feeding frenzy has become a permanent, self-sustaining city. Zooming out to a global scale reveals a significant biological link. The scavengers feeding on these whales are often the same species found at hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents and cold seeps are separated by hundreds of miles of empty, resource-poor ocean floor. For most deep-sea organisms, these distances are normally impassable. This map illustrates how the graveyards connect those isolated habitats. These massive bone fields act as biological stepping stones, bridging the gaps across the abyss. This network of bones functions as an evolutionary highway, allowing vent-dwelling species to migrate and survive across the deep ocean for millions of years. Paleontologist Stephen Godfrey compares this finding to the landmark 1977 discovery of hydrothermal vents themselves, noting its importance in understanding how life is distributed across the seafloor. We once viewed the deep sea as a series of disconnected wastelands. This graveyard proves it is a vibrant, interconnected system fueled by the fall of giants, and it is likely only the first of many such networks waiting to be found.